Are you ready to up-level your manifestation game and go beyond the law of attraction to work with the 7 universal laws to manifest your desires? This is exactly what I'll teach you in this video. I'm George Lizos. I'm a psychic healer and the author of Ancient Manifestation Secrets, and I help lightworkers and spiritual seekers use energetic tools and practices to find and follow their purpose, overcome fears and limiting beliefs, and manifest their desires. If you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe to my channel for more videos like it. Most manifestation books just focus on the law of attraction, saying that it's the most powerful law in the universe. What I do in my book, Ancient Manifestation Secrets, I teach that the law of attraction is actually not the most powerful law in the universe because there are no most powerful laws in the universe. I believe that all universal laws are equally powerful and no law can trump another one. They all work in a collaborative way to maintain the abundance of the universe and to help us manifest our desires. Specifically, in the book, I talk about the 7 laws of manifestation and creation as taught by the ancient Hermetics in the book, the Kybalion. It all started when I transitioned from being a New Ager to being a Hellenic polytheist and becoming a priest to the Hellenic ethnic religion, the religion of my ancestors as being a Greek myself. And I started researching all the New Age practices and theories that I have been believing and practicing so many years. And I wondered about manifestation. And as I searched, I found that the ancient Greeks and the ancient Hermetics and the Egyptians, they practiced manifestation, they just didn't call it that way. And they worked with different universal laws and practices to do so. I later found about these practices in the book, the Kybalion, which is not an ancient book, but it summarizes ancient teachings. And that's what I'll teach you today, the 7 universal laws and principles of manifestation. This also includes the law of attraction, but as I said, manifestation is universal collaboration. The universe is not our bitch. We need to work with all the laws of the universe to manifest something and not just the law of attraction. Let's get started with the 7 laws of the universe. The first one is the law of mentalism that teaches that the all is mind, the universe is mental. Now, this just means that every desire starts manifesting when we have a mental intention about manifesting that desire. So the creation process starts with an intention. I want to manifest something. And that's why the all is mind, the universe is mental, because everything, the whole universe is created from mind, from a mental thought. But it's not just a thought. It could be an emotional intention. It could be a mental intention. It could be a different kind of intention. As long as there is an intention to manifest something, that starts essentially the manifestation process. The second universal law of creation is the law of correspondence that teaches that as above, so below, as below, so above. Therefore, there is correspondence between the different planes of existence. We have the physical plane of existence, the mental plane of existence, and the spiritual plane of existence. In each plane of existence, these different dimensions, there exist different beings, all the way from elementals, the material world, to the spirit guides, to humans, and to higher frequencies as well. So because there is correspondence between these different levels of existence, therefore, there is the possibility of communication and receiving help from these different planes of existence. So the same laws that exist, for example, in the spiritual plane of existence, exist in our plane of existence, which is the mental one. And therefore, the same way that angels and spirit guides manifest, we manifest as well. And they hold manifestation, knowledge, and wisdom that they can grant us because there is correspondence, because there is communication between the planes of existence. That essentially means that we can receive help from above when it comes to manifestation. That's how our angels, our spirit guides, gods and goddesses can impart on us guidance and wisdom and practices, but also come in and help us manifest our desires. That's such a powerful understanding to have, that we're not alone, that truly manifestation is universal collaboration. The third universal law is the law of vibration, also known as the law of attraction, that teaches that nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. It's the idea that every desire we have and every single piece of consciousness in this universe is made up of vibration. When you zoom into anything, you'll find that it vibrates. It has like a wave structure and it vibrates. So it's all the same, it's all vibration. It's just different frequencies, densities, and expressions of that vibration. So when we realize that, then we also realize, okay, if our desire has a specific vibrational frequency and we match that frequency through our emotions by alchemizing our emotions, then we can become a vibrational match to that which we desire and therefore draw it into our life. You know this, you've heard this. It's the law of attraction, just called a different way. The fourth universal law of creation is the law of polarity. It teaches that everything has poles. Everything is dual. Everything has its pair of opposites. This is such an empowering law. It essentially teaches that any desire you have, let's say, for example, an emotion. Let's take the emotion of joy, okay? That emotion, that manifestation of joy exists on a scale that has two poles. On one hand is ecstasy, which is pure joy, and on the other hand, we have depression or complete disempowerment. And joy is somewhere here, okay? There are two poles. These two poles on this scale are infinite. They never end. They keep on expanding. And therefore, there is no limit to how joyful you can get. There's no limit to how disempowered you can get. But because both poles exist on the same scale, that means we have access to the entire scale. So if, for example, you experience poverty or ill health, you automatically have access to abundance or great health because they're on the same scale. At the same time, if you are experiencing a lot of abundance, there is no limit to how more abundant you can get because the poles are infinite. Isn't that good to know? The fifth universal law of creation is the law of rhythm that's very connected to the law of polarity. And it teaches that everything flows in and out. All things rise and fall. The law of rhythm essentially teaches that there is this pendulum, okay, that goes from one side to the other side of the scale we talked about. But that pendulum doesn't necessarily go all the way to one pole and all the way to the other pole. It varies as to how far it goes, which essentially means that in life, there is a rhythm of high and low. Sometimes the economy experiences a boom, another time the economy experiences a recession. We go through ice ages and then we go through warmer times on the planet. We go through times when we're feeling great about ourselves and then times when we're feeling low. It's part of life. So this law essentially helps you accept that it's okay to feel low. It's okay to feel high. It's part of life. It's how the universe and nature works. At the same time, it also teaches you the law of neutralization, a minor law within essentially the law of rhythm that teaches that you can neutralize yourself to one side of the pole so you don't feel the negative swing of the pendulum. Let's say, for example, you use your spiritual practice to essentially really work through and strengthen that emotion of joy within you. So you neutralize yourself to the emotion of joy. So when the pendulum of life goes to the other side towards depression, you don't feel it as much because you rise above it and you stay there at joy. Such an powerful law, isn't it? These are two of my favorite laws, the law of polarity and the law of rhythm and how they work with each other. The sixth universal law of creation is the law of cause and effect, teaching that every effect has its cause, every cause has its effect. Again, another powerful law. Essentially teaching that the law of attraction is not the only cause to an effect. It's not the only cause to a manifestation of something. There are many causes leading to an effect. leading to the manifestation of something. We have ancestral conditioning, we have past life traumas, we have karmic contracts and karmic relationships, we have collective intentionality, we have our soul and life purpose. These are all causes contributing to manifestation, and this is why you cannot manifest everything you want, because there are other causes that are involved beyond just the law of attraction / vibration. You may have a karmic contract to have a certain experience with someone that's pre-planned before your birth. Your soul agreed to it. You chose it soul-wise. Your ego may not chose it, but your soul chose it. You cannot not manifest it because it's there. It's a karmic contract. You are meant to fulfill it. So it's really important to have that in mind when it comes to manifesting your desires, that there are factors involved that you may not know about. I know this sounds limiting, it's not. It's actually liberating to know that, okay, you need to stop struggling about trying to manifest something. Yes, try, but don't beat up on yourself, because there are maybe other factors involved there that you still chose from a soul level, just not from an ego level in this lifetime. So the law of cause and effect essentially asks for you to go beyond just the law of attraction and to utilize different practices and teachings to understand how manifestation works. And finally, the seventh universal law is the law of gender, teaching that everything has a gender. Everything has its masculine and feminine side. Now, from this perspective, gender is nothing to do with human beings when it comes to social gender or biological sex, for example. It's got to do with energy. Okay, so masculine energy and feminine energy. When you think about the way that atoms are created, they are created from a negative and a positive ion coming together to create it. The negative ion is feminine energy and the positive ion is masculine energy. Again, the connotation of negative and positive are different here. They have to do with energy. The energy of masculinity has to do with structure, with focus, with like forward movement. And the energy of femininity has to do with being spontaneous and receiving and resting. So it's about combining both of these energies when it comes to manifesting our desires, taking action and moving forward, and therefore using masculine energy, and also relaxing, receiving inspired guidance and resting and letting the universe do her work, therefore using feminine energy. So it's important to have a balance of both, because both energies are involved in all manifestation. Everything is created by the combination of masculine and feminine energy. And that's how we should be approaching the manifestation of our desires as well. So there you have it, the 7 universal laws of manifestation. You can learn more about them in my book, Ancient Manifestation Secrets, as well as how to work with them practically for manifestation. But I'm curious, which of these laws do you most need to work on right now in your life? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to do more work, more energy work around manifestation, but also dealing with limiting beliefs, working with your spirit guides, developing your intuition, finding and following your purpose, make sure to come and join my membership, the Energy Work Membership. Lastly, if you enjoyed this video, I would be grateful if you were to like it and also subscribe to my channel for more videos like it.